Well, I can't act like I didn't see this coming. It's no shock to me, really, that Henry To'o transferred to go somewhere else. And really, it's less of a shock that he decided to go to a rival of Tennessee just to make a mockery of us, which I'm sure that really, I can't say that isn't the case, of obviously. There are a lot of major factors that come to play when you look at Tennessee. And I mean, when you look at transfers and everything like that, there are a lot of factors that come to play. Family, maybe some friends that went there, maybe, there are plenty of factors that come into play whenever someone transfers to go to a rival of that team. It seems like this happens way more, however, to Tennessee than it does to any other program. And don't sit there and go, oh, I wonder why. And the answer isn't because Georgia, Florida, and Alabama cheat in recruiting and everything like that. They buy player. No. Stop. That's not the case here. Okay. And I saw a lot of Tennessee fans, including one that you often see on in the comment section, Lucas Sharp. I watched his video, and a lot of other Tennessee fans mention or use this as an example to kind of explain to everyone how it feels in this situation. Basically saying that Henry To'o transferring to Alabama feels like you dated this really cute girl who then cheats on you and you thank her and congratulate her for it. To me, it feels like the cute girl left not because she found another hotter, sexier guy to get with. No, not because of that. It's because the guy that she was with beforehand kept slapping her in the face. That's what it feels like. When you misuse and fail to basically use the talent that's given to you at hand, of course the talent that you have is going to transfer, especially when rumors and allegations roll up that your idiotic, moronic, pathetic head coach had to cheat to get 3 wins and get blown out by all the rivals that you played. That's why he left. Not because Alabama's just so much better than Tennessee, I gotta go play for them. Which, yes, that's true, but that's not the reason he left. The reason he left is because Tennessee is a dumpster fire. It's an awful, horrific mess of a program right now. And that's nothing to do with Josh Heupel. I think Josh Heupel is going to make the steps to bring this program back, move us forward. It's what happened before when we had, I guess, Bald Tard as our head coach. So take from that what you will, Tennessee fans, but you can't go blaming this on Henry To'o. It's not his fault or Eric Gray's fault. Here's the thing. Why is everybody trashing on Henry To'o for leaving and not Eric Gray and all the other Tennessee players, including Jarrett Germanamo? Why is nobody trashing them for transferring? I wonder why. Is it just because he went to Alabama? Or is it because all of those players went to schools that, to be honest, are miles ahead of where this program is? Okay? So, take from that what you will, but you can't go blaming this on the transfers themselves. They came to Tennessee and they did everything in their power to make us good. They did what they were supposed to. It's not their fault that Tennessee might get the death penalty because someone decided that they would give some of these recruits McDonald's bags to go to a 3-7 season. It's not their fault that happened. Okay? So you can't go blaming all these players for stuff that the coaches are responsible for. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. I mean, really, you ought to, instead of looking at the players that have already transferred and being mad at them, you should be happy that we haven't got the death penalty yet, and we still have players that are good, such as Harrison Bailey. Harrison Bailey, the only reason he came to Tennessee was to play for Jeremy Pruitt. He's still there. I mean, listen, we still have quite a bit of talent. So you can't be mad at the guys who transferred. Because bottom line is, it's not their fault Tennessee went 3-7 last season. Yeah, of course there are players that could have played better. Of course there are players that could have been better in situations that they were in. But who was the guy directing all those plays? Who was the guy that was moving everything forward? Who was the guy that cheated to go 3-7 in the season? That's right. The guy who we don't have anymore, thankfully. Well, I just needed to bring this out there because it's obvious that some Tennessee fans, I guess, are a little confused on exactly what to think of the situation going against Henry To'oTo'o instead of doing what you should be doing and hating the fact that we hired a freaking clown for a head coach back then. But I do have one more thing to address with Henry To'oTo'o. If you're still mad at him as compared to the other guys that transferred, here's the only reason I can sort of understand that, and this actually kind of makes sense. Henry To'oTo'o announces he's transferring from Tennessee. Okay? Where's he going? Alabama. Well, a lot of people were mad about that because, of course, they're our rival, and they're like, oh my gosh, you transferred to Alabama. But a lot of people were like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. You want to go to a program that plays better than Tennessee, of course. We understand that. But then a big announcement comes out that Henry To'oTo'o decides that he doesn't want to transfer anymore and that he wants to come back to Tennessee. And we're like, oh, right, Henry To'oTo'o is coming back. And then we get the massive blue ball of the year where he announces that he is going to transfer and he might be going to Ohio State. And then we're like, oh my goodness, dude, make up your freaking mind. And then finally, he goes to Alabama. So here's the thing. When if you're a college football player that makes an announcement to transfer, at least know where you're going before you do. The only thing you're doing when you delay it and blue ball your own fan base is making that fan base even angrier at you. That's all you're doing. So just stop doing that. If you're thinking about it or not thinking about it, or not thinking about it, just try and take some advice from, of course, this Tardarian guy. All right. So again, take from that what you will. Take anything from this what you will. None of it matters anyway because we're bound to get the death penalty anyway. Beep-a-dee.